There's a kind of gratitude that doesn't get talked about enough. Not the gratitude for things, but gratitude for people. Specific people. The ones who, when things got messy, didn't quietly disappear. Think about someone like that for a moment. Not someone who made it easy. Not someone who had all the right words or always knew what to do. Just someone who stayed. Someone who replied. Someone who asked how you were. And actually waited for the answer. People like that are rarer than they should be. And in a world where everyone is busy and overwhelmed and carrying their own weight, someone choosing to show up for you, that's not a small thing. That's one of the biggest things there is. We don't always register it in the moment. Life moves fast, and the quiet, steady presence of someone who cares can start to fade in the background. We forget to notice it. We forget to feel the weight of what it actually means to not be alone. So just for a moment, let yourself feel it. Let yourself acknowledge that there is someone, even one person, who has been in your corner, who has seen you at less than your best and stayed anyway, who has held some part of your story and kept it safe. You don't need to do anything with that right now. You don't need to pick up the phone or write a message. Just sit with the fact that they exist, that you have that. Because not everyone does. And if something in you wants to reach out, do it. People who show up for us need to hear that it mattered. Not because they're keeping score, but because everyone needs to know sometimes that what they gave was received. There's something that happens when we're struggling and we don't quite let ourselves admit it. We look around. We compare. We find someone whose situation seems harder, and we use that as a reason to dismiss what we're going through. Other people have it so much worse. I shouldn't complain. It's not that big a deal. I'm being dramatic. It sounds like humility. It can even feel like humility, but it's not really, because pain doesn't work on a scale like that. Difficulty isn't a competition where only the person with the heaviest load earns the right to struggle. Your hard is still hard, even if someone else's is harder. That will always be true. Both things can exist at the same time. And here's what minimizing does. It doesn't actually make the pain go away. It just means you never give yourself permission to look at it clearly, to get the support that might help you move through it. You end up carrying something quietly and alone that you were never meant to carry that way. There's an unkindness we practice on ourselves that we would never direct at someone we love. If a friend came to us and said, "I'm really struggling with this," we wouldn't say, "Well, other people have it worse, so stop complaining." We'd listen. We'd make space. We'd tell them that what they're feeling is real and that they're allowed to feel it. We need to become that person for ourselves. Saying, "This is difficult for me," is not weakness. Reaching out when something gets too heavy is not weakness. It's just being human. It's just being honest about what's actually happening. And honesty, with yourself and with others, is where healing starts. Be as kind to your own struggle as you would be to anyone else's. You deserve that same gentleness. When we're really low, when we're exhausted and depleted and have been struggling quietly for too long, one thought tends to surface louder than the rest. Nobody cares. Nobody notices. Nobody would even know. It feels true when you're in it. It can feel so true that it starts shaping decisions. Whether to reach out, whether to say something, whether to let anyone in. And that's where it becomes dangerous. That thought isn't a fact. It's a symptom. It's what isolation and exhaustion do to the way we see the world. When we've been running on empty for long enough, the mind starts distorting things. It starts reading silence as rejection. It starts interpreting distance as indifference. It starts building a case for loneliness that feels airtight, but is built on the wrong evidence. Here's what's actually more likely true. The people around you are caught up in their own noise. Not because they don't care, but because everyone is carrying more than they show. Everyone is navigating something they haven't said out loud. The people who matter to you haven't gone anywhere. They've just been busy surviving the same as you. You matter to someone. Maybe they haven't said it recently. But the silence isn't the whole story. It's just the part that gets loudest when we're depleted. So when that thought arrives, and it will for a lot of us, try not to let it make decisions. Try to see it for what it is. Not the truth about who you are or how much you matter. Just take it as a signal. A signal that you're running low and that you need connection, not isolation. That you need to reach out, not pull back. And if you can, reach out to one person. Not with a grand explanation, not with a perfectly worded message. Just a word. Just enough to let someone in. Because the antidote to nobody cares is almost always discovering that someone does. One day at a time. You've got this.